the first video I showed you some basic core movements, and now we're going to move to some advanced stuff. So we're going to start with this side plank clamshell movement. Get into a little different position than we did in the other side plank. We're going to be flexed at the hip and flexed at the knee. Probably most of you have done a clamshell movement. We're going to combine that with a side plank. So I'm going to lift up into my side plank and clamshell at the same time. So I'm pushing through this bottom knee into the side plank as I clamshell. We want to do this on both sides, probably 10 to 12 reps. The second is another variation of the side plank, and this is called the Copenhagen plank. So in the Copenhagen plank, I need one leg kind of underneath the bench and the other one on top. You could use a chair for this. And I'm going to really push through this top leg into my side plank so that I'm really engaging my adductor muscles, those muscles on the inside of my thigh. So that's a Copenhagen side plank. So next, we're going to get into some carries. And you notice that we're moving from the floor to the ground now. And so I have a kettlebell here. And we're going to go outside for this one so you can see it a little bit better. But we're going to work into just a regular unilateral farmer's carry. So I'm going to have the kettlebell in one arm, and I'm going to turn and just walk with that kettlebell in one arm with really good form, really good posture, as good as I can. Then I'm going to switch to the other arm. We can also get into an overhead carry. So we're going to go straight overhead with the kettlebell, and now I'm going to walk with that kettlebell in an overhead position. And of course, this is going to not only tax the core, but also the whole shoulder girdle. The last position with the carry we can use is this rack position, where we have the thumb right next to the clavicle and the elbows right at the side. And I can carry the kettlebell like this in a rack position. Now we can do all of these with two kettlebells, so a kettlebell on each arm, which we would call bilateral. But when we do it in a unilateral way, we really work on our stabilization with the opposite side, and that's kind of what we're looking for in these particular movements. Let me show you one or two more here. So this next one is a really underrated exercise called the Pallof press. If you have access to a gym, you can do this on a cable machine. I just have a band right now attached to this pole. So we're going to get in a nice athletic position. This band is going to want to take me this way, so I have to resist that rotation, and I'm going to press straight out. And as I get those hands out away from me, it's really going to tax my core stabilization. Of course, I would turn this around and go the other way as well. A lot of different things I can do with this exercise. I can go into a split stance with this exercise. You can tell that's a little tougher because my base of support is really challenged there. I can even go out and go overhead with this band. Really doesn't let me do that because it's a little too tight. But there's all kinds of things I can do with that Pallof press. So those are a few ideas to kind of spice up your core routine and really work on some functional core movements once you get the basics down.